she scored. We're almost at episode 40. I believe it's 38, 37, 39. One of them three. We'll get to it. What's good, Jordan? How's everything?
Good. How's it going, man?
Everything's great. Everything's great. I watched Sabrina Ionescu hit a great shot to close out a game.
Two great shots.
She had two great shots. Not one, but two. She did have two great shots. So shout out to Sabrina for that. I mean, that was a great series so far. I'm saying it like it's in past tense because it seems like it's over. It seems like that is just over. So
if it wasn't for that game one collapse, it literally would be over. This series would literally be over.
Yeah. So the fact that again you have a New York team that they're looking like they're gonna win their first championship in league history, and now we see what the remnants of everything that New York has been trying to build over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
With the super team. Yeah. I mean, they took their. That's crazy. Think about it like this: if they wouldn't have blown their leads last year, they'd have two chips. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
And they lost that game 4 last year by 1 point, I think. Like it was like 70-69. So, I mean, Stewie could have 8 out of the last 11 championships, or.
It seems like she can't lose. Honestly, with her, the way her is that Brianna's third championship? Yeah, it will be her third championship. And it seemed like she can't lose. Speaking of which, let's go into it. Who do you feel like was the most important player on the court last night?
Without a doubt, it was Breanna Stewart. She was so good on offense. She carried them towards throughout the end of that third, beginning half of that fourth quarter. She had 13 straight points, and they were behind. I think it was 56-62. And then she scored the Liberty's next 13 points. And every shot she was making was like a really tough, unassisted, contested. A lot of them were and ones too. Like she was so good. And a lot of those were like bailout, essentially 3-point shots, because they were 3-point plays. Yeah. But yeah, like on offense, on defense, she had so many key blocks and key rebounds. And I mean, look at that.
So again, this is a recovery block, and she gets it off of Fee. Like I think she got one this off of Hines Allen. And again, I want y'all to keep in mind. So we're talking about Breanna Stewart right now, and the fact that she had one of her best games ever as a professional, and in one of the biggest moments of her career. And what I wanted to say is just to keep in mind. Look at the score; they're down by 2, and look at the time, 3:52. So it's clutch time. Meaning, if Minnesota makes 2 of these layups, they're up by 6, or they should be up by 5 rather. And she says, "No, we're gonna win," and she just literally keeps them in the game, offensively, defensively. It doesn't matter what you can. This is just incredible. So I want to let's do this, Jordan. Let's play this clip by Sue Bird because she talks about Breanna setting the standard, and I want to hear your opinion on this. But this is Stewie's track record.
Gosh. Yeah.
This is
that's my her track God. She needs more fingers, bro. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that Stewie Tyrese. Yes, she did. Yes, she did, bro. Yes, she did. So this is what Sue Bird had to say about Stu last night, or in general, rather.
It's not the case for men's basketball. I just want to go back to the Breanna Stewart thing for a second, because to your point, I'm really just doubling down on it. The lack of beat writers, the lack of coverage in our world. In the world of women's basketball, 4 national championships is the standard. That's not the case for men's basketball, really for any other. So like that is the bar. So in another world, it's like, oh, if you get to the Final 4 championship game twice, that's an amazing. By the way, it is an amazing feat. It's not to take away from what Caitlin did,
it's not as amazing as
4 national championships in a row.
All right, I'm gonna pause right there. What do you think about that? Because I got a lot to say about that, Sue. And I like Sue. Sue's one of my favorite point guards of all time.
I mean, that is true. Well, I mean, to evaluate that statement in its totality, I mean, she went to a powerhouse school, but still 4 championships is insane, man. I mean, that's unbelievable. Like, what else is there to say about that? Every year you're in college, you win the championship, and then your first 4 or 5 years in the WNBA, the Pro League, you win 2 more championships against professionals. So, I mean, this trajectory, can you imagine, like, if for Caitlin Clark to match Stewie's team accomplishments, she'd have to win 2 rings in the next 4 years. Like this is crazy.
And that's what I was saying. I mean, so he put 3 National Players of the Year on a stacked team as well. And speaking of stacked teams, that's what I want you to see. This is her freshman year, by the way. Jordan, this is her freshman year. Which there are 1, 2, 3 players that did not make it to W.
Jefferson, Dolson. Oh my goodness.
You see,
I mean, it's
so
still.
Do you expect again? UConn was the monopoly in college basketball back in the early 2000s. After Pat Summitt, Gino surpassed. After he passed Pat, he did not look back. I'll just say this because I love UConn, but I'm thankful that chapter in college basketball is done. I do not want to see it.
Right. This is more interesting.
It is more interesting. It's more interesting watching the Final Four and having a girl come from Iowa and then take a bunch of people to play in a Final Four that that may or may not play in the W. And then it's interesting seeing somebody come from Maryland. Right, and it just college basketball is in a much better.
Even Van Lith, following her when she was at Louisville, it's interesting.
Jordan, that's her freshman year. This is her sophomore year roster.
Are we doing a whole autopsy of her?
No, I mean I'm just when Sue is telling me she the standard is 4 rings, I'm like, is the standard also playing with 7 other WNBA players at the same time? This is her junior year.
Jefferson and Gabby Williams.
Bro, Gabby Williams was she played with Fee.
Jambari, these are bums, bro. These are bums.
Right. Katie Lou was a monster back in college for a minute.
I know.
Katie Lou was a good player in college. She was legit. Mariah Jefferson played in the league. Kia Nurse played in the league. Gabby Williams, are you kidding me?
Well,
she had Fee on her team, bro. Like, stop.
I know. Well, hold on. In Stewie's defense, I will say I just thought of this. You could look up 2013 University of Kentucky men's basketball. Bro, they had a lot of stars there too, and they didn't always get a championship. They only got 1 championship, didn't they?
But that's why I respect Gino as a coach, and that's why I respect Stewie as a player, because they were trying to convince me. And KG, no, it's not UConn hate, but it's like what Officer says all the time. You got to put it in context. Sue, you got to put it in context. She played on a stacked team. She played on a stacked team. But I'm gonna say this to Stewie's point, because she does not get enough respect. She is the difference maker. And I've been saying that since the beginning of the series. I told y'all from the beginning of this series, I said, who is guarding Brianna Stewart? They tried to make me feel like I was crazy. They tried to make me feel like I was crazy when I asked the question, who is guarding Stewie? We went back to if you look back. No, it was Mike, and I'm waiting for Mike to come up on. Mike was trying to say, Fee could guard Stewie. I love Fee. Stewie is a 1-on-1, just like Wilson. You can't stop them. You can slow them down. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a difference. There is no stopping this type of person. And Fee was doing her best. She was picking her up at half court. She was making her work. Yeah. But Stewie said it's time to win. And you saw it. She's not losing this game. So I love the fact that let me just say this, because I do want to give Sabrina credit too. But again, I just feel like they are sleeping on Brianna, which is crazy, but they are absolutely sleeping on Brianna Stewart. And the fact that people were trying to compare, and I remember when they're saying Sabrina was the MVP of this team, it's not even a question. And if you voted for that woman to be on second team All WNBA, a shame on yourself. Shame on yourself. That's disrespectful in a nut. Like, crazy. But we're gonna talk about some All WNBA snubs too, Jordan. Yeah, because we got a few more to talk about on that one.
I just feel bad because when we did our top 25 rank, I put Nafisa at number 2 and Brianna at 3, and I thought long and hard about that, and I made a mistake, bro. Brianna is she's so good at making difficult shots. They used to say this about Hakeem. It's like you can't stop him because he's taking the hard shots you want him to take, and Brianna takes these contested, high arcing jump shots, and she's such a good finisher with great touch, and yeah, she's unstoppable, man. That was a legendary, that was a legacy game.
Legacy game. That was a Brianna Stewart legacy game, and I'm thankful she did it. This is her after the presser. She is, but if you ever see her, she's one of the coolest athletes I've ever spoken.
Yeah, she's really down to earth.
She is very down to earth, very humble. Shout out to my people born in August, but she's very like that. She's just, you could just walk up to her and talk to her.
Stewie, it looked like the broadcast might have caught you saying to the bench, "We're not going to lose this expletive game."
That's why I can't be mic'd up. I was mad.
You said you were mad earlier in one of your answers. What were you mad about?
I was mad we were losing.
Stewie, I know you said earlier that you played better in front of a crowd that wasn't cheering for you, so that worked out, huh?
Yeah, pretty nice.
Two more questions. The last one from the room will come to your left on the.
Again, she's 1-1. That's a 1-1 right
Yeah.
there. Shout out to the female TV.
Yeah, she's incredible, man. Wow.
Speaking of incredible athletes, I got a picture here. Sabrina Ionescu. Again, there you go, Jordan. Sabrina Ionescu is so clutch. Different animal, same beast. She's up there with some of the clutches, especially with her shot last night. I'm going to say a few things that people aren't going to like, but so be it. She said, I'm built for this moment. Sabrina is absolutely built for this moment, and she is a great shooter. I've seen her do it in the Olympics. I've seen her do it in All-Star. I've seen her do it at Oregon. Like, she's been a monster. But this is a great – so let me – before we say the buts, because shout out to – I want to play this clip because this is a great shot. Like, I don't want to try and take anything away from this shot, like, at all. Like, I don't. Here, she gets the ball at the top of the top half court. Kayla McBride is guarding her. I don't know why they're not doubling, by the way. She pulls off the hezzy and just rip. That's a clean rip, man. And then with the dagger, puts her hands up. Like, that's a great shot, man. The only thing I was going to say is, but Stewie ain't getting enough credit. I love what Sab did to close the game out. I love what Sab did to close the game out. Hitting a shot with when it's tied to win the game, I'm good with it. But, and then Keyshawn just said it. They're not giving – he said, what did he say? Keyshawn said they mad at Stewie on X. I don't know why they mad at her.
Why? She literally carried them.
She did. And then like a lot of people in my mentions are saying how if y'all see Sabrina do this, I'm like, come on, dog. Don't do that to Brianna now.
This is going to be one of those things where, like, did you actually watch the game or did you watch the highlights? And this moment is going to carry over for, like, the rest of history. Like, did you watch that Kyrie shot or did you watch the whole game? You know, like did you watch the shot or the whole moment? You know, so I mean, she hit not one but two big shots.
She did.
But I mean, you really had to watch the whole game to see what kind of impact Stewie had. Not to take away from Sabrina, those were dagger threes at the end of the game, both of them. But I mean, one of them they were up by 1 point. And the other one, the game was tied at the end of the game. So even if it doesn't go in, you just go into overtime where Stewie's going to carry probably you to a victory. Honestly, the way the game was going. So
and let me ask
there was a lot less pressure on those shots than when you're behind.
Braden just asked this question. So similar to Kyrie, we were talking about this before, but similar to Kyrie, Sabrina's playing with arguably the greatest player of all time. And similar to Kyrie, she's playing the sidekick role, and they both hit shots in the WNBA Finals during a tied game, right? So Braden asked this question: was Sabrina's shot more iconic than Kyrie? Well, he didn't even ask. I'm gonna ask it. He said Sabrina's shot. This is what I'm. Braden, you and Iverson exactly who I'm talking about, by the way. But Braden said Sabrina's shot was more iconic than Kyrie's, if we're being honest. And I'm gonna just disagree with that.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. This is me personally. Any game-ending shot where the game is tied, dude. Any game-ending shot where the game is tied, it's. I mean, listen. I'm in surgical scrubs. I perform surgery all the time. Like sometimes you can inform someone that like this might not work out. Okay, if this doesn't work out, we're gonna do this, and this, and you're able to operate with such a free mind. Because you know that, like, if something goes wrong, not that you want anything to go wrong, but, like, it's understood that we have, a second chance and we could do something else, you know? If she misses that shot at the end of the game, they just go to overtime, and you get a couple more minutes to play. You know, same thing with the Kyrie shots, same thing with the Damian Lillard shots. I don't think these shots are that impressive, I mean, on the scale of, like, extremely impressive clutch shots, they're on the bottom to me.
Well, I mean, it's because you're saying it's not a deciding factor, but
Exactly. Yeah.
So some of them are disagreeing. So a lot of people are disagreeing with it's a lot of split comments on that decision. So let me ask you this. So because we have been speaking about let's stay with Sabrina then. Do you feel like it's too early to consider her as like, because she is upset that she didn't make first team all WNBA. So do you feel like she got snubbed? One, and do you feel like do you feel like she got snubbed? And other question is, do you feel like she should be considered amongst the greats in the W right now? I'm not saying she's not though. Is her snub warranted or justified?
I don't think she got snubbed. I mean, so like, who did she get snubbed for? Like Caitlin Clark, I'm assuming, right? That's who people are talking about.
A lot of people are either saying Caitlin or Alyssa.
Alyssa brings a lot to both ends of the floor. She's a great passer. She's also like she can get you buckets also. Not at the clip that some of these other people can. But no, I don't think that she got snubbed at all. I think she's right where she should be on the second team. And even that is kind of debatable itself. So
let me ask this. So Keyshawn, so we were talking about this before the live too. Keyshawn put, you won't see her true potential until she goes on a team where she's the number one option. Jordan, I'm gonna let you take that one away.
Sabrina. So like Sabrina was drafted in 2020, and in her first 3 years she won 2 games where she only played 3 games, 12 games, and then I think 16 games. As the number one option, she's never led her team to a 500 record before Jonquel Jones and Brianna Stewart showed up. I mean, they have totally changed her legacy. She never won a championship as the number one option in college. I think that, she's always been kind of surrounded by greatness. Kobe, Brianna Stewart, Steph Curry at the 3-point shooting. I just don't get. I'm not hating on Sabrina because I love Sabrina. I mean, I love all the players. It was a pleasure. And I'm grateful that I got to watch them last night. 2 big shots and a wonderful second half by Stewie. But I just don't see where like this level of clout or this level of aura, this of greatness for Sabrina. Like, where does it come from? Because it's not on the court. So I don't know.
That was tough. That part was tough. But I do want to give Shore a little bit more love. So this is a fly billboard. You're Nescu. Like if you're from New York, you already know what you're in. But this is a fly billboard, and I love the way she plays the game. Very passionate player, and I love. Speaking of which, Angel Reese spoke about this, and I guess we could kind of shift gears. But let me ask you this before we do shift gears: do you have Brianna Stewart in your Mount Rushmore?
She needs to win this title. The Mount Rushmore. I mean, first of all, she's like kind of halfway into her career, so I still want to see more. But I mean, I don't have a Mount Rushmore ready for you, but it's something like Cynthia Cooper, Asia Wilson, probably Maya Moore. Maya Moore is definitely in there, and probably Taurasi or Swoops. Probably Taurasi, but if she wins this title, she would take that Taurasi spot.
I think she already got. Okay, better question. Would you rather have Brianna Stewart or Diana Taurasi?
I mean, I'd rather have Stewie, but I mean, Taurasi's done it for like 20 years or something. I mean, that's a lot.
How could you pick her over her?
Because I mean, for my Mount Rushmore, I mean, I consider longevity to be a thing as well. I mean, that goes against the Coop thing because she only played like 4 years in the league, but she was old when she entered, so I kind of make an exception for that. But she won 4 rings in 4 years, so I mean, I kind of want to see her to just do it for a little bit longer before I kick her out.
KG asked, "Would we put Stewie over DT?" I would, and I like Diana Taurasi.
At their peaks, I would. Her peak is higher, yeah.
And one is 6'5". Like, of course, yeah. And she plays defense. Like she plays defense.
Her peak is higher, but I mean, dude, Taurasi's still in the league.
But Stewie could still play in the league if she wanted to for another 5 to 7 years, if probably longer. She can play as long as she wants. But
Can we see it, Jambari? Though, can we just see it?
She's gonna win. She's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? More MVPs and more rings.
I know,
Yeah,
dude.
she's not gonna
I
need
know.
to.
If she wins this title, I'm kicking Tarasi out for Stewie.
I think I already am, and I'm not kicking Tarasi out. Cheryl Swoops, Auntie. I'm picking. I'm sorry, Auntie. I might have to pick Stu over you, for real. So right now I got Keyshawn put Cynthia Cooper.
Yep.
Lauren Jackson at number 2. That's a great pick. I like Lauren Jackson.
I think about that a lot. I don't know. She might be one of the first people off the list. Her and Tamika Catchings for me too.
And then Maya, we could do that. We could do an all-time rankings list. Maya Moore is at 3, and then Asia Wilson he has at 4. My list would kind of change up, honestly, Keyshawn. If I had a Mount Rushmore right now, I'd pick Maya at 1. Wilson would be at 2.
I agree with that.
This is where I'm struggling with, because I'm like, Brianna wins this ring, I'm putting her at 3. And there's no
She's not Mount Rushmore for me if she wins this ring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, even if she don't, I honestly might put her at 4. But if
is this making you sweat? Are you sweating?
I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Put your glasses back on. So I'll put her at 3, and at number 4, I'd probably go. Braden got a decent list. He put Cynthia, Maya, Stewie, and then Asia. It's not bad.
That's how mine is gonna look if Stewie wins this championship. Mine's gonna be exactly that if Stewie wins this championship.
But the thing with like Coop, and I like Coop, and I talked to Cynthia Coop too.
Right.
I'm not gonna pick. I can't pick her over DT.
Why not?
Because she only played for. You know what I'm saying? How can you say that,
bro? She has a
I know that's not her fault. Which is
she has
why
100% win rate.
I will.
every year she just won.
She played with 2 other players, one of which is my favorite player, and Tina Thompson. 2, my aunt Cheryl Swoops, who I had in my top 4 all time, and then she's arguably the greatest guard to ever play the game.
I just think that we just need to, we'd be remiss if we don't at least mention
Cheryl
Miller.
Candace Parker.
Cheryl Miller never played in the WNBA, but she's probably the actual GOAT. So
I always say Cheryl Miller is like the godmother of this stuff. Yeah. Like it's her, and then it's.
I think as a fun exercise, everybody should look up, as much as we love Cynthia Cooper, look up her college stats at USC, and then look up Cheryl Miller's USC stats. Yeah. They were teammates, I mean, whatever you think of, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Miller's way up here. So just throwing it out there.
Yes.
Because she was Caitlin's stats before Caitlin.
Thank you. A lot of people be hating. But I wanted to bring this up too, because we were talking about. Actually, let's go into this. Let's go into this before we get into Caitlin talk, because I did just bring up Caitlin. We're gonna get into Caitlin talk. But I wanted to talk about Asia, and because we did just bring up Asia, so we speak about GOATs. So Asia Wilson, she was just pictured in a magazine. Her and Angel Reese were the covers for the Wall Street Journal, and obviously this is the innovators issue. They're speaking about the fact that they are changing the culture, especially in women's basketball. A lot of people are watching young African American women, so shout out to them for that. So they're talking about these things in this interview. But this is what Asia Wilson had to say about Angel Reese, and I think this is really telling.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's been also.
So let me. What are your thoughts on that? I have some comments from Reese too. Eras matter, way more competition, and I agree. And that's also why I kind of have more new players on Mount Rushmore. What are your thoughts about Asia Wilson's comments? Better question. Is she a baby Asia Wilson? Like I think she is.
I don't think so. I think she's just a different kind of player. I could just see her going down like a more defensive career, as opposed to I mean, Asia Wilson is the most dominant interior offensive force ever, right? And I just don't think that's necessarily the path that Angel Reese is going to go down. But, Angel Reese can carve out her own path a little bit, defensive, specialist, reboundy. Like they're different players, but she's super talented. So,
Let me show you. This is what I wanted. I'm happy you said that because you brought up the defense. So they're not as far as you think, honestly. And y'all know me. So, all right, these are their numbers from their rookie year. Asia averaged more points. Reese averaged more rebounds. So everything you said about Wilson offensively is completely true, but night and day. But if you look into the advanced numbers, so we're gonna look more into these advanced numbers. defensive win shares. Angel Reese technically is a better defender than what Asia Wilson is. And I was like, oh, wow, that's really telling. So the fact that I just saw it, I was like, but you're completely right. The offensive side of the ball, she's 3 times as better than Angel was in her rookie year. And that's why I say this. If she's already this good defensively, and we already seen what Wilson's done by winning multiple Defensive Players of the Year awards. If she's this good defensively as a rookie, I think she was at number 17 overall in the league in individual defensive rating. I'm like, all she got to do is hit 3-4 more layups and a few jump shots, and it's a wrap. It's a wrap. 3 layups. That's 6 points.
I mean, she can definitely improve in some parts of her game. I mean, that's a lot of win shares. That's more than I thought she had. You know, that's really impressive. Yeah, man. I mean, she has such a long career ahead of her. Like, we'll see where it goes. You know.
Hey, look, I know a lot of y'all. I know a lot of the comments. The numbers lie. Here we go. Katie, them numbers don't lie. Numbers can't lie. That's the point. That's why we use numbers. That's exactly why we use numbers. It's not only the eye test. I know people use the eye test to validate or invalidate players. Like they were telling me Caitlin wasn't a good player because of the eye test. I'm like, what y'all?
Do you remember somebody told me that their eye test was better than my eye test, but their eye test was watching like 2 minutes of one game in the middle of the season? It's like, bro, like,
yeah, they don't watch. Speaking of not watching, or speaking of people watching, I love this response about Angel Reese. She spoke about trash talk. Just keep this. Oh, let me just, yeah, got you.
It's okay, and it's just a full circle moment of how women are viewed when it comes to trash talking, and it's okay in men's sports. So we're going to normalize that in women's sports as well. So it's just super competitive. I think we're 2 great competitors. We brought a lot of fans to this league, and I think we're going to continue to do that. And one day, hopefully, we can be teammates.
What do you think about that? Angel Reese said that Caitlin Clark and her one day. Yeah, I know. That's why I brought that soundbite up. So I'm gonna play it again because a lot of y'all, Twitter did not go crazy like I thought they would. So it's like they like to dismiss what she said.
I mean, technically, they've already been teammates on the All-Star game. You know, they'll be teammates every year on the All-Star game, Team USA. So, you know, she's not lying exactly. So,
of how women are viewed when it comes to trash talking, and it's okay in men's sports. So we're going to normalize that in women's sports as well. So it's just super competitive. I think we're 2 great competitors. We brought a lot of fans to this league, and I think we're going to continue to do that. And one day, hopefully, we can be teammates.
So just with that right there, I'm gonna just say this: if Indiana had her, it's a wrap. All she would have to. If Indiana had her, all she would have to, like, Indiana is missing a perimeter defender that could rebound.
She said hopefully one day we might be teammates. Like, does she hope to be Caitlin's teammate?
You never know. Who knows? You never know. You never know. I don't know. Who knows?
How do you
Who I am?
I do want to.
What has this boom in attention?
I do want to kind of gloss over some more of these quotes to the internet. To the interview, she talks about the draft class being generational, which I agree. I feel like it's not just Caitlin that is a generational talent. Even though I feel like she's like the Omega level mutant, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like she's the supernova level mutant. Right. She's the supernova of the class. Like, you know what I'm saying? She can
shoot the basketball at a subatomic level.
Yeah, if she's the Super Saiyan amongst the group, like Goku, right? She's the first one that hit Super Saiyan status. I don't feel like she's gonna be the last one that will be hitting Super Saiyan status. That's all I'm saying. So like, but again, we already know who Goku is compared to like the rest of the people. And that's just some anime references from my anime heads out there. But Reese spoke about the fact that this group has a lot, and this is what I've been saying. You got a legend. Rakia Jackson is a great scorer, and she's gonna be a really great scorer in this league. The fact that she was able to shoot, I think, almost 45% as a rookie, and she's doing it on the perimeter, and she averaged 13, and she did this from coming off the bench and not starting. Cameron Brink led the league in blocks after this is before tearing her ACL, playing with foul trouble, and again, she was like frail to start the year.
We're waiting for it. Hold on. There's one more. There's one more rookie that is starting in the NBA Finals right now.
That's what I was about to say. I'm not done. I wasn't gonna.
Okay. Probably the second most important player for the Liberty throughout that game yesterday. So
That's a good point. She probably did outplay. So was he speaking about Leonie Feebish? So the fact that you got a Feebish and thank you, Jordan, and she did start in the NBA Finals or WNBA Finals. She's a great perimeter player.
Represented Germany.
She's also top. She represented Germany. She's also a top 15 defender. Individually, she was up there with the individual rating. So it's just like a lot of these players in this league are just changing the way we're looking at basketball, especially from a younger perspective, right? Because like these women are 22 to 24 years old, like in Phoebus's case, and they're outshining a lot of veterans, and I love to see it. I love to see it all. So shout out to everybody in this class. But I do want to kind of play what she says about Wilson.
There's been so much talent, so many great players that have for the better.
What has this boom in attention been like for you?
Coming into the league, this rookie class, was something that was going to be generational. I know we could change women's basketball for the better. For a very long time, these women deserve this. There's been so much talent, so many great players that I've watched over the years, and they didn't get the attention that they deserve. And I think it's just going to continue to grow. So I'm really excited for the league right now.
Well, actually, we'll pause there. So speaking of attention, I'm going to shift to this because we can't get no bigger, right? And if we're talking about women's basketball, you can't get any bigger attention than Caitlin. So Nafisa Collier, obviously she has Unrivaled. They were just picked up by TNT. She said this quote on Caitlin Clark, about Caitlin Clark. And I'll just read the quote because I do have the clip, but I'll read the quote. It's just so crazy because the growth that Caitlin has brought to the game, the sheer amount of money that she's making these teams, people are having to move their venues for when she comes to play, and she's getting paid like $75,000 a year. She should be one of the top paid players in the world, just for the sheer number she's bringing in. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, $75,000 a year for what she's doing. I kind of touched on this maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, where the amount of like eyeballs that are on these basketball games versus what they're getting paid. I think there was this number that was out that was like, the women's Sunday basketball games versus the male Sunday basketball games are off by like a couple 100,000, but like Jaylen Brown makes like 60 million and Caitlin Clark makes like 75,000. Like a 10% delta in viewership versus like a 10,000% difference or whatever in terms of what they're getting paid. There's going to be a strike at some point, we kind of talked about that a couple months ago, but should Caitlin play in Unrivaled? I think she should.
Why?
I think she should. Because it give her an opportunity to work on her game in a smaller environment. I think that she would, by her playing in Unrivaled, they're obviously not going to want her to play in that league, right?
WNBA?
The WNBA. So I feel like the players could probably use that as leverage. Like, oh my God, our cash cow is literally joining another league. Maybe we need to come to the negotiating table, the future negotiating table, to, give a little bit more to the players so that they don't have to play in other leagues.
That's so smart. That's so essentially you're saying Caitlin should play so that
yeah, so it's like leverage,
Crazy.
So,
but that is yeah. I hear what you're saying. Because go, please. I want to add on what you're saying, Joe Jordan. Yeah, that's great. Oh no, okay. If you're not okay, fine. What I was gonna say.
Well, do you remember in 2011 when the league went on strike in basketball, and there was like some very brief talks about forming a rival league to the NBA. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So like that was a negotiating tactic by the players to kind of bring the owners back to the table. We lost 16 games off that year, but that was something that the players try to use as leverage. We could just form a second league and we don't need the WNBA. And if the cash cow went, to a second league, I know that they don't, coincide time-wise, but it might, be some leverage to renegotiate these deals because their viewership is far outpacing what they're getting paid, and they're not going to stand for that much longer.
It can't. And so there's like 5 things I want to say to that. So the first thing, Jordan, you brought up a great point. If she plays, this honestly might be the end of Unrivaled, which is weird. because so my
It
first
would
thought
be the end of Unrivaled, yes.
because they're gonna get so much attention. The WNBA is gonna say we got to, and that was gonna be my second point. That was my second point, which is the WNBA. They're waiting for that CBA because they're not gonna let Unrivaled continue, especially if it goes successfully as I think it will.
Right.
So I'm like, because what you just brought up the point, they're not gonna have their cash cow or their golden goose or any of their golden gooses playing in other leagues.
Right.
And people, Jordan, they make $250,000 by playing in Unrivaled. Yeah. So you make, if you're a rookie, you make 3 times the amount of money, and you play 2-3 months. You play half of the WNBA season, and you make 3 times the amount. So for that alone, I feel like, hey, you should play. It's not like Clark needs the money, but I'll say this: if she wants to not play, don't play. Relax, enjoy yourself. Go enjoy your break, golf. I'll see. But I'll say this. I will say this: if she does decide to play, right, Miami in December. That's the first thing. Second thing,
it's pretty nice.
Miami in January. So Miami in the winter. If you want to golf, we got Trump National right here. We got PGA right here. We got the route down here. Shit, look, get your caddy. You know what I'm saying? We got beaches, which her and Lexi like going on the beach. Mermaids. You got mermaids down there. Hey, they lucky Miami Soul don't have a team. But seriously, a lot of the things that she enjoys, they're already here in place. And guess what? She likes playing basketball. Right. Basketball's here. So, and then this is the other thing. So one of the reasons why if I were Caitlin, why I wouldn't want to play, take a break. And how about this? I wouldn't want my opponents to get any type of leg up on how I play the game of basketball. Right. I want to be able to come into next camp and just, she does that now? That's in her game? You know what I'm saying? That's one part of her. I'm like, go into the lab, go work on what you're doing, and then go shut them down next season. Right. That's the other part. Now, the other argument to that is if she plays in Unrivaled, right, she's going to be playing with the best 30 players in the WNBA, arguably. So she's going to get better. She's going to get better as a player. That's the first thing. The second thing is she can work on individual things. If y'all tell me she can't play defense, which I don't agree with, she can work on that there.
Yeah, it's a 3-on-3.
Yeah, that's it. That's the time to work on it. 3-on-3. That's the time to work on it right there. There's no help defense. So yeah.
And imagine having to run a switch and you just switch from like Arike to like Kalia Copper. Like no one can hide.
Yeah, you can't hide. There ain't no hiding on that Unrivaled League. There will be no hiding. And then think about this: you got Brianna, Jackie, Skylar. You literally have the best. Yeah. Arguably the best 30 women in the WNBA playing, minus Wilson. Yeah, that's it. It's just minus Wilson. Yeah. So I'm like, that was the argument for not playing. Now this is the argument for playing. I want to walk on the court and show every one of you mofos I'm better than you, and there will never be a conversation about it again. Right. Whether we're playing in China, whether we're playing in the W, whether we're playing in Japan in the Olympics, like I don't care where we at on this earth. I'm going to walk on this court, and I'm going to show you that I'm a better player than you, period. So that's the first thing. But obviously, she doesn't need to prove that because she already made first team. But the second thing, though, Jordan, is people say, they're going to be watching film on her over the summer. And then coaches going to be watching film, et cetera. And they're going to be telling their players, guard her a certain way, make sure she doesn't go left, make sure she doesn't do that. Right. She can come up with counter moves for their counters right now. You know what I'm saying? As they're playing. So I'm like, I can see both sides of that argument for her. And then honestly, like you said, you're going to make money and you're in Miami. So it's really up to her. But I wanted to know what y'all think. Y'all don't possess any business senses whatsoever. AKG, we both own businesses that are successful.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like,
this is my next business that I'm getting ready to make successful. So I disagree with that, KG. Bro said 10 million. Yeah, but why? I wonder why he said that though. KG, how much did y'all pay her? Yeah, I don't know what they talking about. Yeah, what are you saying?
Is this funny? Because you and I have had like such super successful businesses. Right.
So,
all right, go ahead.
Nah, but yeah, we're okay. We're okay in the business.
Yeah,
we're not
okay.
I think taking a break is good. I agree, Ash. If she wants to go. Doesn't the players' union agreement get negotiated for 20? Yes. So it happens. And that was the next point. So the WNBA is not going to stand for this. I love Fee and I love Brianna's idea. I wish they'd have did this earlier because the WNBA, like you just said it, they're not going to let, especially with the way that the TV deals are coming in the next 2 to 3 years. All of these players playing across in any other league, they're going to shut it all down. They're going to shut it all down. So I'm hoping that what Unrivaled can do, I'm not going to say get bought by the WNBA. I hope it doesn't stop, rather. You know what I'm saying? I hope they find a way to coexist, even though I know the WNBA.
It all comes down to leverage, right? That's ultimately what it comes down to. That's how you get opposing leagues to, get shut down. And the women players had no leverage. That's why they had to play in different countries. That's why they, were unable to negotiate chartered flights and all that stuff, because they could not demonstrate that they could produce the income to warrant these things, and here comes a person with enough, of a following to be able to be leveraged to negotiate for these things. It's literally, she is the number one negotiating chip for everything, and she holds the key to everything. So I think she should play an Unrivaled for the greater good of the players. And I'm always, partial to the players over the owners anyway. So
yeah, me too. And speaking, that's funny that you said she's holding, you said she's holding, and it made me think of this picture. So this is Caitlin, I guess, over the break, where she with Kate Lou Samuelson. She's playing babysitter right now. So I need for everybody, and I put this on the Twitter, I need everybody to get y'all memes ready, because she's about to babysit the league. And they've already started with the memes. I don't know why they did this to Dejanay Carrington. I'm assuming that's Dejanay. Everybody needs to support a baby's head so they don't break their neck flopping. But yeah, I think they kind of started with these memes with this. We're gonna see this the babysitter Clark in the next 6 months, right? But I thought it was dope though. Let me get some more of these comments in chat. She just needs to. Oh, let me ask this question. Tracy he basically said the fans are crazy for thinking she's going to be a top player. He said that they don't think that she should play because of what Gino did. And Brayden, I'm going to get to your comments. We can open up the TikTok line for a few minutes.
Because of what Gino did?
Yeah, I think I'm like, but what does Gino have to do with Caitlin? I'm like, in this situation with Unrivaled.
Because Gino said that she is not. Did he say something like that? Like she's not not super talented, but man, I'd have to find the quote because I don't want to misquote him, but he was saying she wasn't prepared for this league or something like that.
Yeah, everybody was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, he said that months ago though, so
that's tough. So let me ask you this. So now I guess we are going to speak a little bit more about Caitlin. So let's bring up that all WNBA selection. Woo! So I want to say Caitlin. Actually, I don't even have to. I want to say I'll get the actual numbers in front of me. But she had 54 first place votes.
Yeah.
14 second team votes, and then
she had one that didn't. Yeah.
Somebody left her off her ballot. What are your thoughts on that? I'll let you. You can go first. I got a lot on that too.
Is she first team? Yes.
Yeah.
Is someone crazy for leaving her off entirely? Yes. No, probably the same person that didn't. Didn't she also get 66 out of 67 Rookie of the Year?
Being spiteful. They're not being crazy.
But she got 66 out of 67 first place votes for Rookie of the Year.
Now,
and then she got then she got 66 out of 67 votes for first and second team, and 1 vote out of the 67 for not first or second team. It's probably the same writer.
It is. It probably is. I don't know who it is. It probably is the same writer, and that's what I was gonna say. It's just. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jordan. You can keep going.
No, it's just, she deserves it, She deserves it. I think we're in agreement. I think that 54 of the 67 writers or whatever that are lucky enough to get a vote that cover the league every day are in agreement. There's almost universal agreement that she was one of the top 5 players in the league. Pretty straightforward.
It's just, so my thing is we were talking about this before the live. I'm like, if you watch basketball, I'm like, how you can't watch the game and tell me she didn't deserve to make first or second team.
Mm-hmm.
So then I say, why do you have a vote if you're not voting honestly?
Yeah, it's that's the thing about voting.
That's the only question. Even if you don't like the player, why do you have a vote if you're not voting honestly?
It's a privilege to vote. There's so many people that cover this game, any game, that vote out of spite. Or don't vote for Bonds, not because of steroids, but because they were mean to him in San Francisco. Ken Griffey Jr. didn't get 100% votes. A closer got 100% votes. Randy Johnson didn't get 100% votes. Like, David Ortiz did steroids, but they like him, so they put him in the Hall of Fame. Like, nothing made, like, Kurt Schilling. Kurt Schilling is like, I mean, there's rumors that because he's Republican, they don't vote him into the Hall of Fame. You know, it's just, there's so many biases about everything that are affecting people's legacies. I mean, people are going to look back on this year.
He's a Hall of Famer. I just want to make that clear. He's a Hall of Famer. You can keep going now.
You mean like actually, or in your head? He should be. I agree. He should be. But like, people aren't going to remember the context of these conversations, and they're just going to look back and be like, she was not unanimous. She wasn't unanimous first team. You know, like she got swept in the first round by Dejanay Carrington. You know, like people are gonna just say these things in the future, and it's really gonna inhibit.
They're gonna try and make it an argument, right?
It's gonna inhibit basketball discourse, and you know we're just never gonna it's just not good, you know.
So for the 15th time, and y'all gonna hear me say this every time it's award season. Come up with a criteria for the love of Jesus. I could care less if the balloting, the votes are anonymous. I don't care. I don't care to know who voted for who. But they need to make a criteria so stuff like this can stop happening. And then, because like even if you turn in a ballot with somebody's name who shouldn't be on it, they're gonna send it back and say they should validate that based on this criteria. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think Enrique had a better year than Kaylin, I'm like, okay, so be it. If you think Sabrina had a better year than Kaylin, so be it. But to just tell me she's not one or two of the teams, like, come on, yo. And I'll say this: it's like you brought up this point. So Angel Reese got a vote for Rookie of the Year, and I was really proud that she did. I was really proud that she got a first team vote. And at the time when I saw it, I'm like, I could see how a writer could say, hey, I'll vote for her, whatever. Now, I'm not saying I would have voted because, like I said, I would have picked Clark in my first, and I'd have put Reese as my second, just because the way that CC was, she ended up fifth in the league in PER, or like in efficiency rather, and she was again led the league in assists, single season record, multiple triple doubles as a rookie, et cetera, and obviously Angel led the league in rebounding and had a 17 plus double streak, but it just diminishes. It diminishes from the Reese vote. Because it's like if you voted for her for Rookie of the Year and then you get an MVP vote, it's like now you really are just being spiteful. So like the people that were saying, hey, they're being spiteful to Kaylin, I can kind of see that now because I'm like, that's not. I wouldn't want that to happen to any athlete. I didn't like it. Like you said, you brought up Kurt Schilling. I'm like, he needs to be in the hall. Like the same thing happened with Bond. So I'm like, we got to come up with criteria. That's ridiculous. These sports writers that have been around for 60, 40 years, right? And they're using their biases. Y'all gotta come on now. We gotta do something different. We gotta do something. This is ridiculous, bro. Because I'm like, is she not gonna be expected to ever win what if she gets 30 people that don't like her? Does that mean she can't win an award anymore? Like this is stupid.
It's tough, man.
It is tough, but other than that, I mean, let me pull up this next question because I didn't understand what was going on with that, the all WNBA like that was. But again, I'll say this, Jordan, because we were speaking about our top 15 list. A lot of people said they like my list. They said that they would just took Alicia Gray off and then kind of switched around some of the orders, but like a lot of people said I got the top 5, the top 10 right, and then like I know I had Sabs at 12, or I lied, I had Sabs at 11. I had Sabs at 11.
Bro, I feel like my list is better than yours, though.
Like 11 or 12, huh?
I feel like my list is way better than yours, though.
Nah, I feel like my list is better than yours.
Bro, you don't have Courtney Williams here.
You have Brianna Stewart. definitely better than yours. Courtney Williams, you can argue about Courtney? I'm like, I don't mind arguing about Courtney because she's a great player, but I'm like, Stewie is 2, bro. If not 1, Stewie is 2. They're second best in the league for sure. This is the question I wanted to ask you. So now we are speaking about New York. Do you feel like their comeback, did it expose Minnesota, or did it just demonstrate the resilience that the Liberty have?
I think it demonstrated the resilience that the Liberty have, because before we move on, I just want to point out that Jonquel Jones hit two big shots also.
Yes, she did. And we were talking about that too.
She's actually the connector between the 13 straight from Stewie, and then 5 points by Jonquel, and then like 6 points, the 2 threes by Sabrina. Yeah. So
that's the order of the team. That's why I say Jonquil is still the second best player on this team, and they act like she's not.
well, she does have some. She has some
quiet.
boneheaded. Well, she. Dude, I love Jonquil Jones.
She's the second best player. She's the best center in the league. She's the second best player on the team.
She has some like boneheady thingies, like some, but she always redeems herself. And Phoebich is incredible, man. Like, I mean, I can't believe we've gone 51 minutes and barely talked about this girl. But like,
Phoebich, yeah, bring up Phoebich. There you go, Braden. You're gonna like this conversation.
Dude, in this game, first of all, she scored the first 5 points. Should have been the first 7. Courtney Williams fouled her, wasn't called. So that layup didn't go in, but she should have the first 7. She had so many key shots throughout, like keeping them in the game. And she is fearless. She's really good on defense, takes a lot of the hard defensive assignments. She's smart. I hope she's doing okay because she got crushed in that screen.
That's funny. That's what I was just getting ready to go look for.
Yeah. I hope she's doing okay. I haven't read anything about it, but she's incredible, man. I can't believe, like, dude, how does the New York Liberty, they had the second worst draft pick last year? They end up with Leonie Phoebich. Like that's just happened.
That's the W. And this is the screen. Oh my God, this is the screen that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'll replay it because if you didn't see it, like this is tough. This is tough to watch. Call out the screens to your teammate. Hines Allen.
Wow.
Screen, bro.
Dude, that's wow.
Yeah, and this is that. Yeah, the fact that she was able to fight through that and she still hooped. I mean, she's been a hooper. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Phoebich, what did you bet on her? I don't know what y'all talking about, Braden, in the comments. Y'all acting crazy. But this is what, speaking of which, so you brought up Courtney Williams. This is what Phoebich had to say about Courtney Williams talking ish about her. Or two.
In different levels.
This is today at practice, rather. Or, yeah, during practice.
Well, so to help. Oh, I'm sorry. Like you were able to post up court in the beginning. Yeah. How do you think your ability to sort of like score in different levels sort of helps unlock the offense to another level?
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna let me post up like that anymore. She's talking some shit to me too. So, but just kind of taking what defense gives me. If she wants to come out and pressure me like that, I'm gonna go by her. And if they leave me open for a shot, I'm gonna take the shot. Just whatever they give me.
So yeah, I opened up the TikTok lines. Brandon, what's your thoughts on this whole Phoebich situation? And
Phoebich, dude, you know what I've been saying from the beginning, dude. You know what I've been saying.
You can hear him?
Yes.
All right. No, I'm making sure y'all can hear each other.
So you know what I've been saying, bro, about Phoebich, dude. Like, it's not even just with Phoebich. Even if she doesn't score, she does the little things and plays good defense, bro. She was rocking on Courtney Williams. I don't think you saw that. Even when Courtney was taking some bad shots, Phoebich was there. She's a great perimeter defender, and like she shoots when it matters, dude. Like, here's how I would rank the importance stuff. I'm gonna put Stu at first. I'm gonna reluctantly put Sabrina at second. I'm gonna reluctantly say that, and then Phoebich at third. Phoebich really doesn't
Where
have
you putting JJ?
weakness. What? JJ? Mm-hmm. Dude, JJ disappointed me yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. That was not JJ's worst game of the series.
She scored the same amount. She played better than Sabrina.
She played better. No, but Sabrina really mattered in the fourth quarter.
Jordan, say it again. Say it again. One more time. What'd you just say?
Yeah, Sabrina hit arguably the 2 most important shots. I know Jonquil had that important 3, but Jonquil was very frustrating.
Jordan, say it one more time.
Those shots were when she was up 1 and when it was tied. I mean, she was really horrible in that whole game up to that point. Those are incredible shots, but dude, if we're being honest, she should have been benched for parts of that game.
Jonquil
no,
Jonquil?
Sabrina. Okay, so Jonquil shot 5 of 10, hit 1 3. She was 33% from the 3-point line. Both of her free throws, 5 rebounds, which isn't good, 4 assists, which is good, 1 steal, 2 blocks, plus 3 on the court, and she had 13 points.
Let's be honest, Jonquil has probably been the most dominant in the series. Who isn't named Stewie? This was just Jonquil's worst game against them, and I don't think she's going to have that same game coming Friday.
I just don't think Jonquil should be playing on the perimeter.
I'll let you go, Jordan. I'm lost for words.
I just think Jonquil shouldn't be playing on the perimeter so much because I don't think the stats are gonna back me up on this. But I feel like a big weakness for New York is their offensive rebounding, right? And because the thing is when Jonquel is out on the three, shooting threes or just being out on the 3-point line, that's taking away one of their best rebounders. So then Minnesota is able to collect the defensive rebound and immediately go down the court in transition. I just don't like her being around the 3-point arc. Go and scroll down.
Jonquel can hit it. Jonquel can hit a three every now and then, but like she really should only be shooting the three ball like twice, maybe.
Well, she shot it 3 times.
3 times, yes. Yeah, I'm saying only do it twice, and other than that, she just get in there. Like Alana Smith really hasn't stopped Jonquel Jones yet. The only one that really has stopped her was Fee, and that's because she ties up with her. That's it.
She can shoot the three, but should she shoot the three a la Karl Towns? Like Karl Anthony Towns can shoot threes, but I don't think he should. You know?
How am I clueless?
Yeah, you're losing because you're telling me that JJ's not playing well. She had 24 and 10 her first game. Like, and then she had 30. She played better than she played better than Sabrina yesterday. And like, and like, this doesn't mean that Sabrina played bad. I mean, let me rephrase this. This doesn't mean I think Sabrina is bad, but she didn't have a good game. Like, there's no way to spin this. There's no way that you can spin this.
Well, no. I'm ranking it on terms of importance. You can say Jonquel played better, but Sabrina was more important.
How does that make sense, Brayden?
That makes sense.
How does that? You said she played better, but the other one was more important.
Because Sabrina really came in when it counted with that. She hit probably the most important shots of the game, and it's the reason why it didn't go into
overtime. She did not hit them. She hit the shot that won the game, but she didn't hit the most important shot.
That's not important. She was hitting some good. Come on, okay, Jordan, what do you got to say about this? I'm just saying this. Like, Sabrina did not have a good game, but when she came in the fourth quarter, she impacted that game. She did. She had 13 points too. She had the same as Jonquel. And she hit the game-winning shot.
Jackson, I really do want to bring you up, but you got crazy. I honest to God want to bring you up here.
She hit 2 incredible shots, Brayden. I can't take that away from her.
Hold on, KG. What's good, KG and Tyrese?
What's up?
All right, what are you gonna say? Y'all can go. Y'all get y'all bars off.
First, I want to say to you and Jordan, I wasn't talking about y'all when I had said the business coming thing, and then for Sabrina or whatever. So I want to bring up this creator on here. He does some unbiased content on here, really objective. He goes by the name Hoop Politics, and he's really critical of Sabrina, right? And one of the things he's really critical about is her inconsistency and her unaggressiveness. And she was very unaggressive last night. Yes, she was doing a lot of stuff, but if you're the second best player, you cannot not shoot the ball. Like, you saying that she hit the most important shot or that game winner or whatever is irrelevant to the fact because they wouldn't have been in that position had Sabrina been shooting and scoring like she's supposed to.
I mean, that is fair. I will give you that. I'm just saying, like, in terms of importance, without Sabrina there, they would have gone to overtime. And yes, you can say that Sabrina is bringing them there too. I understand that completely.
Brayden, I'm gonna bring up Jackson. So just hold on 1 second, Jackson, before I bring you up. That means both of you need to play nice. But the reason I'm saying and the reason I'm saying that is because Jordan. If you do want to shift to TikTok, we are. But if you want to stay on, we can stay on. I'm all good with it.
Let's stay on.
We're bringing in more people. Yeah, we're bringing in more people. So, all right, let's keep going. What are y'all thoughts? So, Jackson, you up? Tracy, KG, Tyrese, y'all can talk out ish.
I'm just saying he's clueless because he says some stuff, and then once somebody like goes against it, and then he starts to agree with them. Like, he can never stick to one point.
I've stuck to the same point. I'm still saying Sabrina was more important.
No, she was not at all.
But you're saying I don't stick to my points.
Hold on. Before y'all two go back and forth, Jackson. So answer his question, I guess. So let's start this question then. Let's rank the players. Who is the most important player to the least important player? And I'll bring out 4 players. Sabrina.
Just last game or the whole series?
This last game. Sabrina, Stewie, Jonquel, and then Phoebish.
First, I'll say Stewie. Then, well, honestly, I'd say Phoebish because she started the game off.
So we agree then.
Yeah, you do.
So I'll say a little Stewart and Phoebish right there. Then I'll say Jonquel and then Sabrina 4th. And then Lainey Hamilton 5th because Lainey, she wasn't doing shit last night.
But I'm not mad at you putting Phoebish at 2nd too. Phoebish is my favorite Liberty, so.
So Leonie Phoebish last night, she shot the best amongst the starters. 5 of 9. 3 of 5 from the 3, and she had 13 points.
Yeah, I feel like she got the game started.
Pretty sure she's been doing that the whole series too. She's been doing that all playoffs.
I was trying to find the finals stats for y'all. If somebody could get that for us, chat. I want to know. But I'll say this to Sabrina's point. Even though she wasn't shooting well, and I want to get to KG, Tyrese, I want you to answer that question too, and then Trey, y'all too. Even though she wasn't shooting well, she had a really sweet dime, Jordan, and then that I was saying that I believe it was like a go-ahead. Her assist led to a go-ahead bucket, and I was like, good.
Yes.
I was like, good, get involved.
Yep,
I'm like,
that's
keep
right.
getting
She
involved. Yeah.
That was the John Quill, I think, right?
I want to say it was the JJ.
Yeah.
Tyrese and then KG, y'all can answer that question too, Trey, if y'all want, please, in that order.
I think I kind of agree with Jackson's list. And then to the Sabrina thing, I just want to harp on the point that I made a minute ago about if you're considered my second best player, you can't, because somebody just said that she was distributing and facilitating her offense. If you're my second best player, that cannot be all that you do. I need you to put points up because that's what you're here for.
Man, she wouldn't even shoot the ball.
You didn't exactly. If you shot the ball,
y'all just reminded me about one of my favorites. I'm gonna talk about her. I'm gonna get y'all opinion on that. So Tyrese, Trey, if y'all wanna go. If not, I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk. Are you good?
What Braden and Jackson said.
Okay, so they.
It was me and KG.
You gotta speak up, Trey.
Y'all hear me?
Now I can't. Yeah.
It was me and KG that said that. Braden said the other dumb take, whatever that was.
Dude, why are you assuming that I have a dumb take, dude? Like, I didn't insult you at all. I'm sorry, I'm not insulting.
That's the debate. It was terrible.
But I'm not actually, like, here's the thing, though. How is it terrible, though? Do you really want her to force up bad shots? They were still on her.
Even when she was open, she wasn't taking shots though, Brayden. It wasn't just like she was clamped the whole game, and so she wasn't. Regardless, she wasn't taking shots. Period. If you're my second best player, you have to put shots up.
Okay, would you rather somebody show up late or somebody
That's a great question.
Yeah, I guess that's
That's true. That's a great question.
Would you rather her show up late
or not show up at all?
Or not show up at all?
He's right. That's a good question.
I'd rather you show up the whole game because
but you can't. But that's not the question. That's not the question. That's not the question.
Oh wow.
I don't know how else y'all want me to answer it. Like
just answer it's between the two.
Yeah, it's you wanted to show up versus not.
But I feel like this not. I can't give the answer that y'all want me to give y'all. Yeah, me and Officer finally agree. I feel like that's a bad question. Y'all want me to give an answer that I don't feel like is the correct answer.
But like, how is it not the correct answer though? Like, because you can just say, dude, would you rather somebody show up late and then produce for you?
No,
or would
I'd
you
rather show up the whole game.
Let me.
Well, everyone would rather have her show up the whole game, but Sabrina's not like that.
Okay, so really should have did.
Let me just say this right quick before y'all kind of get back and forth because I love Nafisa Collier. But a lot of people are not, and I brought this up on live last night watching the game. So it was all of us on live. I was saying it's the last 5 minutes of the game, and KG said something that I always resonate with. During clutch, and I talked to Caitlin about this during clutch time, during the last 5 minutes of the game, you need your superstars to play like superstars. Brianna did it defensively. Sabrina, who y'all tell me is a superstar, she did it. She came through. John Quill.
I don't think she's a superstar.
Okay, fine. If you don't, that's okay. What I'm saying is she showed up, right? Now, the last thing I want to say is on the other side of the ball for Minnesota, in the last 5 minutes, Fee took 2 shots. That if you're considered the second best player in the game, as Jordan had you, if you're considered a person that should have arguably got more votes from this unanimous MVP winner, I would expect her. And again, yeah, because you think highly of her, I think highly of her, and because I think highly of her, I'm like, there needs to be a lot more heat on Fee today because she didn't come through. She didn't come through the last 5 minutes.
This is my pushback on that, right? So my point is, Sabrina, when I'm saying showing up, I don't mean like I need her to the point she scored good or whatever. When I say she needs to show up, I need her to take shots. She wasn't shooting at all. If you take the shots and you miss them, that's one thing. But you weren't shooting at all. And then as far as Fee, for you saying that she shot 2 shots or whatever, what I watched in this game and the last game is that down the stretch, for whatever reason, other people decide to shoot the ball. And they don't get it to Fee.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Yell at them for the ball. I don't want to hear that.
Nah. She was taking shots herself.
KG, did you want her to play like game 1?
Yes, that's my answer with Fee. I'm sorry. Get the ball and go win the game.
I'm talking with Sabrina.
I'm talking about with Fee.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want Sabrina to play like game one. I'd rather her play like she did yesterday and win you a game because at least she hit it where it counted.
Yes, right now I would want her to play like game one. Shoot the ball. That's what you're here for. Shoot the ball.
I mean, that's fair, but you can also argue that Sabrina did lose on game one as well.
No, she didn't.
She did.
Yeah.
Minnesota did
Sabrina
that.
and Stewie lost in game one.
Nah, don't put Stewie in there.
No, Stewie, come on, Stewie.
I told y'all from the beginning of the series who's guarding Stewie, and y'all tried to make it seem like I was crazy.
No, but Stewie literally missed like a bunch of free throws, and she missed.
She missed the free throw doesn't mean Minnesota stopped her. She missed the free throw.
No, Minnesota still stopped her, but she still missed a game-winning free throw.
She missed the layup too. That's not a Minnesota thing. That's her.
All right, man. I'm telling you, bro. Game one was because of Sabrina and Stewie. Like John Cole played good, Divac played good, Lainey Hamilton did exactly what I expected her to do. To be fair, like Sabrina did not pass my expectations or get anywhere near them, and neither did Stewie.
I don't disagree with that, but again, the only pushback I'm offering on that is the fact that she didn't shoot the ball. At least in game one, I can look at Sabrina in the face and be like, "Well, you tried."
And that's why they lost, because you took too many shots, and now she learned her lesson. Like, hey, let me control the game. You know what I mean? Let me control the game and take it when you can. No forced shots.
I'm about to look up the game one stats right now.
You agree with my listen?
100%, Brandon. Nobody agrees with
too many and taking none.
So hold up. So we got three. So let's continue with the KD. Let me get KD. What's your thoughts on that list? So how are you ranking the players of importance? And then King, you can answer too, of course, huh? But you just said you agree.
Me?
I mean, I said KD.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Oh, so what's the question?
I was saying, how would you rank the players of importance on New York last night?
Stuart Peebles,
John Stewie won by.
Let him talk.
A landslide. One.
For what? Yo, he called me a bitch, Jabari.
No, that was.
And then JJ. And then Sabrina.
One more time. I didn't hear that. If y'all both start big, I'm gonna get kicked rid of both of y'all. What were you saying?
Stewie's won, obviously. She's won. It's not even close. And then it's between JJ and Sabrina. But this idea that Sabrina saved the day or she had a great game, it's a little silly. And asking KG whether he would prefer somebody hit the last shot or had a good game, like that's irrelevant. You'd rather have a good game throughout the whole game.
I mean, anybody would, but the question is, would you rather show up at the end, like the last 2 minutes, or the first 2 minutes?
Yeah, but then the question itself is it doesn't make sense because obviously you rather hit the shot. But
well, that's his point.
If you had a good game, we wouldn't even be in that position to have to hit the shot.
That's not true. That's not true. Some people sometimes teams go for.
She was like 5 for what? She was 5 for what? 13.
It's true.
Two more shots.
Wilson had 40 and they lost. So.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you can have teammates go for big numbers and you still lose.
I'm saying this.
But she didn't have someone else to come along with Wilson. Probably didn't have someone else.
That's true.
Stewart was there. Stewart was there. So Stewart needed someone else to come along with her, and Sabrina wasn't there for her.
I mean, you had
she wasn't in.
Yes. At the end, I mean, I would hope you do your job at the end. Yes, thank you for doing your job. Thank you for hitting the shot.
Let's be honest. Has Sabrina really been like Sabrina in pre-Olympics? Like Sabrina has kind of been in a slump for like a while, if we're being honest.
I mean, is it a slump or is this just the law of averages?
What?
I said, is it a slump or is it the law of averages? Meaning this is how she plays.
She averaged 15 points.
Right.
She shot over 50% once.
I think what's such a big turnoff for me.
Hold on, Brayden. What are you saying, Jordan?
My bad.
I think what's such a big turnoff for me is like before she hit those 2 threes, she was 3 for 10 and 1 for 6 from the 3-point line. Don't hit 2 threes and then start pointing to your head and screaming Mamba mentality and we're not gonna lose, we're gonna win. It's like, come on, man. Like I just do I cannot.
Not bad for a second team. You played on the second team.
I cannot stand that. Like, like Mamba mentality. Like that guy was balling throughout the whole game, and then he hit a big shot.
That's true. What are you saying?
You played like second team, like WNBA second team.
But then you screaming the Mamba mentality.
But that Katie is funny, but that's not a slight, Fab.
That's not a lie.
With the Phoenix Suns, in the final.
Oh yeah, she did that too. Kobe did that too as well. He had a final, I think, where he would shoot. Against the
That was
Suns.
against the Pistons.
Yeah.
No, that's against Phoenix in the first round.
He was talking about Phoenix. He's talking about Phoenix first
Oh,
round.
yeah.
Because they say you shoot too much. I'm like, shoot the damn ball, coach.
Regardless of that, but my point was the from what she did in that the previous game, and then now the whole performance she had in the first half. Basically, we're wondering what if he would have shot those shots.
But you saying that like
No, I'm not saying that. You don't know that she would have missed those. We don't know because she didn't take them.
But my thing is, okay, she was struggling.
Most of them. She went 1 for 6.
You want her to keep shot checking, but they started to come back like in the second half. So I'm like, if you already see that y'all are starting to make a comeback, that y'all starting to make a dent in that.
It's not like she stopped shooting. By the way, she just kept missing. Like that's not like she stopped shooting.
So it's like, if they already started to make a dent in that lead, why are you gonna then sit there and just start chucking up shots?
Oh no, you need to make shots. You need to make shots.
Okay, but let's be honest. So it wasn't about
Sure, one at a time.
It wasn't even just about Sabrina shooting, though, if we're being honest. They were turnover heavy in the first quarter. Didn't they have like 6 turnovers in one quarter?
Yes.
They had a lot in the first quarter.
I think it was more.
Yes, no, like they had like 6 turnovers, and then the Lynx used it in fast breaks.
She went the whole first quarter without shooting anything.
What?
Yeah, she didn't shoot.
Yeah, that is.
Tyrese lost money because of that.
She had a bunch of I think she had like 2. She had 2 turnovers. I think the first quarter.
Again, it's a lot. I mean, I feel like she can still improve. You know, like I feel like saying she top 6 right now is a little unjustified.
Just a little quick stat right here. Just a little quick stat. Alana Smith, she only played 20 minutes in game 3. Her plus minus was plus 20.
That's crazy. So she's another
In
reason.
20 minutes. In 20 minutes, half the game, you're plus 20. Bro.
And then keep this in mind, Alana Smith didn't play, and you saw what happened. That's a great stat. That's why you like numbers.
She said plus minus was plus 20.
Yeah, Alana Smith was a plus 20 on the court while she was playing.
She only played 20 minutes.
Factor 2 on why you can say they lost, because Alana Smith was having a great game.
Alana Smith's one of the reasons why they won game 1.
When Alana Smith was out,
true.
Let's be honest, they were really starting to come back.
Right, they lost to Stewie. That's what they lost.
I mean, but what do you think is behind
You can also say Alana Smith was a factor, because Alana Smith was actually having a really good game.
Yeah,
of course. She was. And
I'm not mad if you put Phoenix above Sabrina. That actually makes me smile.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? You mean in this ranking?
What do you mean?
You mean in this ranking?
No, like it ranks in importance of last game.
Oh.
I mean, Phoebus was definitely the second most important.
You know what? Yeah, that's totally fine. You know what? Honestly, you can say flip flop or rotate. Hell, I'll put Phoebus at second. That makes me smile. And then put Sabrina at first. Jonquil did not. I'm sorry, but Jonquil did not play like Jonquil too. You cannot say Jonquil when you were happy with Jonquil.
She played better than Sabrina. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, no, I'm not saying Sabrina played good either, but she hit the most important shots.
Who? Who hit the who? Who are you saying, Brayden?
What?
Who hit the most important shot?
The most important shot? Sabrina did. You can't say a game winning that was not the most important.
No, it's not, because she brought them back to get to that position. Thank you, Katie. Jonquil is the one that hit the 3 to get them down to make it tied.
Yep.
I mean,
Sabrina was shooting with house money. You're winning.
So Sabrina hit 2 threes, and also she also had 2 layups in the fourth quarter. I don't think you guys realize how much Sabrina really did help them come back.
Hey, I was one of the first ones that said it when she had her assist to Jonquil in the paint.
Yeah. 2 threes under 58 seconds. Very important.
Sabrina with the closeout. Jonquil literally had 2 turnovers. That as a bad post that doesn't facilitate offense. I hear y'all. How many of those possessions are
very disappointing? You see, I can't be disappointed with Sabrina because I honestly do expect this out of her. Like Sabrina, I'm not trying to be rude, but Sabrina has not really gone a full game span in this series where she was consistent, And I think I expect that with the Lynx. With Jonquil, she literally does her best against the Lynx. I've literally looked at all the stats. She literally puts up 15-point games each time. And she was taking really weird shots. I'm not gonna lie, she should have just stayed in the post.
Wait, so you're disappointed in JJ?
Yes, and she's probably my second favorite.
About Sabrina, she's a superstar, but you're not disappointed in Sabrina?
No, I'm not. I don't think Sabrina's a superstar.
Well, people talk about her like she's.
I mean, that's people though. That's not me.
I mean, so wait, where do you have her ranked amongst the guards?
She's the third best guard in the WNBA right now.
Yeah, I say
I
Sabrina's top
didn't hear
three.
you. You said she's the what?
Third best guard in the WNBA right now.
That wouldn't classify as a superstar?
No,
No.
because I have her ranked as top 12. Actually, I'll say this: we had talked about this. If we talk about popularity, hell yeah, she's a superstar. Hell yeah.
Didn't you say like somebody needs to have popularity and they need to have like the stats?
That's what I was gonna say. She doesn't. I have a criteria. She doesn't meet all the boxes on mine, but I hear you. But she got like 2 or 3. So it's impact to winning. Okay. It's impact to winning, household name, and then it's stats, like your stats. Do your stats validated?
I mean, here's the one thing I don't agree with is people saying like Sabrina is close to being Finals MVP. That's not really the case.
No way. She's closer to the bench.
A 13-point game and she'll still win Finals MVP.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is. It's very true.
Not true.
She'll win it.
It's very true.
Like if she had
we win the next 2 games. They'll probably win the next game.
If it goes to game 5 and Stewie has bad games, Sabrina has good games, she can get it for sure.
Not at all. Not at all.
No,
not at all.
I don't think so.
Not at all.
What?
Not at all. The argument is could Breonna Stewart lose Finals MVP?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Crazy world. In a crazy world, if she does have a bad game and Sabrina puts up 20 plus both times with like 6 assists, she's gonna get that game.
No way.
The media is not going to do that.
Dude, I've been rewatching The Last Shot like over and over for the last 5 minutes.
Didn't they say that Stewie had like the most points in like a final series, or was that just like in career?
That's Fee.
I think it's career.
Okay. I was wondering.
Fee got the most final, like the highest.
It doesn't know how good Stewie does on defense too. She does score back. The defensive gap is always.
She had like 5 blocks or something.
Yeah, she had a double. She's the only one that's had a double.
Wait, was it 5 or did she get another one?
Yeah, she also had 5 steals too. Didn't she like tie a record?
She had 7 steals last game. She had 7. WNBA Finals. Speaking of, I got plenty of. Better yet, I got some stats for y'all. Y'all keep going. I got some stats for y'all about that.
Dude, I've been rewatching these 2 threes that Sabrina hit, and there's bro, there's like 10 seconds to go out of a timeout. You're telling me Sandy Brondello drew up a 27-foot fadeaway 3-point shot like as the last play of the game, as opposed to Breonna Stewart that's carrying her the whole game?
That was a huge. But Stewie talked about it. She said give the ball to Sabrina this year. How about this? Okay. What were y'all gonna say? Yeah, who's you could go, but if you don't want to go on that Mount Rushmore take, y'all can.
Yeah, I just wanted Nick's Mount Rushmore, honestly. Because I feel like we heard everyone else's but Nick's.
All right, what is everybody's current Mount Rushmore?
Currently.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna put it in order. So if I'm just doing the 4,
that's fine.
I say Tamika, Cynthia Cooper. I'm gonna put Asia on there, and then I'm gonna put Cheryl on there.
We haven't heard Tamika Catchings actually. That's interesting.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, that was one of the first people off my Mount Rushmore, but yeah, she's close.
I got the battery warning on my phone, so I don't know when it cut off. You heard all 4?
Yeah, we heard
Asia is at the top, no question. I would have said that had she won this year, honestly. I would have said the same.
No. Jabari, didn't you say Finals MVPs were more important though?
They are.
Okay, but like, how many Finals MVPs does Asia and Stewie have?
That's what I was getting ready to go to.
Yeah.
Asia has 2, right? She has 2.
Finals MVPs are more important.
Finals MVP is more important than what?
Than the regular season
MVPs.
Regular season MVP.
I'm talking about if we're dictating again, if we're pulling hairs amongst or pulling what's the phrase? Yeah. And context. Splitting hairs. Thank you. If we're
splitting context.
I'm bold. I ain't got no hairs. I ain't think of that.
Bro, splitting context.
Splitting context.
Yeah, if you're in the same tier, because I'm saying Asia's MVP versus Chelsea Gray's Finals MVP. That's not.
But he's talking about Stewie.
Thank you. In context.
Yeah, that's why I said. Officer, I agree with your point. We're in the same tier, but we're talking about it.
Leave and then come back.
Yeah, leave and come back. I gotcha.
If we're talking about in the same tier, officer, then yeah. But I'm saying, I thought when Jabari made the point, I thought he was saying in general, MVPs are more important. If we're talking in general,
that's true.
No, I don't think they are.
And
in the same tier, then yeah.
Wilson got 1. Wilson has 1 Finals MVP, like literally 1. She has
and
one.
so doesn't Sabrina and doesn't Stewie only have
Stewie has 2 Finals MVPs, 2 regular MVPs. Yeah, we gotta have the conversation. That's we can start it up.
That's not saying, Jamari. I'm holding your words to you, man.
We can start a conversation now. So if Brianna wins, do you feel like she could arguably go? Because I have Asia as my number 1 or 2. Do you feel like she is up there now?
I kind of already have Stewie.
So Asia's chasing Stewie.
Yeah. That's what it's looking like now. But then again, Stewie is older. Stewie is older than Asia too. She's 2 years older.
But you're still chasing her.
No, yeah. I think so. I think that's safe to say.
That's what you say.
I think that's safe to
Stewie's
say.
been in the league 2 years longer than her, so there's also I don't know. No, I'm just responding to what he said.
I just also don't think the Aces are going to make the finals anytime soon. Like, the Aces really need to rebuild, and I think that's going to take like a 2 to 3 year span, in my opinion. So Asia might be past the prime by the time they jump back to the finals. That's just
That's not a bad take.
It is a bad.
Say that again, Brandon. What was your take again? What did you
She
say?
might be past her prime by the time they make it back to the finals.
Who, Asia? Who we talking about, Asia or Stewie? Because Asia's 27.
About Asia.
Rebuild is my question, though.
What?
Exactly, Nick.
What's up?
What do you say?
How much do you think they need to rebuild?
A lot.
Rebuild. I mean, starting with their whole team, what they had now is not good enough. Even with, like, if you say they're fully healthy, I still don't think they would have beat the Liberty, in my opinion.
Right.
Like, I still, like, in my opinion, if they were all fully healthy, Liberty would have taken them in 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so make some changes.
I'm not disagreeing or agreeing
That's
with
still
it,
not
but at
having
the
to
same
rebuild
time, that doesn't mean
KG's like, I'm not disagreeing or agreeing with any of that. So what are you saying, bro?
I'm listening.
I highly doubt
They're not losing Jack. Wait, Jackie's still.
I said they could. And Chelsea Gray's going to be a free agent next year. And
So will Jackie. So will Asia.
I'm saying this. This is what I'm saying, bro. I don't think they lose. They're not letting Asia go. I don't think they lose Jackie because they have the ability to sign 2 max contracts, right? So the 2 max, in my opinion, will be Asia and Jackie.
So better question. So stay right there, KG. So what they doing? What they doing with? Hold on. What they doing with Kelsey Plum this off season then?
No,
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
All right, go keep going.
So they have. I know Jabari don't think I don't know if you think she's that good based off some comments you made earlier. I'm kind of confused at where you are, but I'm high on Liz Kidley being 6'5", 6'6".
Liz Kidley's good.
Huh?
She's good. Keep going.
Yeah, that's gonna be their center for the foreseeable future, in my opinion. So that's 3 positions. I think they need to find a point guard because Chelsea's at the latter stages of her career, and their point guard either is going to be the full-time starter or they're going to share responsibilities with Chelsea, who I would offer a contract, just not a max. And I think she'll be fine with that, knowing where she is.
Why would she be fine with that?
Because I don't think another team, based on her injury history, is going to offer her a max.
They will.
Yeah, they will. This is professional sports, man. Kelsey Plum getting the max this summer too. So wait, hold on. You didn't answer this. So what are they doing? Okay, so if you said the 2 maxes are for Asia and Jackie, what happens to Kelsey Plum this offseason?
So wait, are you talking this season or next season?
Yeah, this offseason.
Jackie's not a free agent.
I said Kelsey Plum. What are we doing with Kelsey Plum this
I'll
offseason?
sign Kelsey for the max.
But so what are you gonna do next year when Jackie's up?
And next year when Jackie's up, I'm pretty sure the CBA will be renegotiated, and
It's not gonna be renegotiated next year. So now again,
It's not until 27.
well, that's when it kicks in. But so you only have 2 max
kicks in
spots.
2027. Okay, see, that's different. I thought it kicked in 2026.
So what do you? So again, it goes back to what Braden's saying. They're in a rebuild. They're gonna need to change that team up. They are, because how can you bring back everybody? You can't bring back everybody.
I didn't say they would, but now that you just specified that about the CBA, then that means I would just let Kelsey go. Keep Asia.
Oh, my fault.
I'm keeping Asia. I'm keeping Jackie. Those are my two maxes. Liz is gonna be their center. They can find a point guard. I disagree with y'all in saying that another team is gonna offer Chelsea Gray a max.
They will.
So because I don't think another team is gonna offer Chelsea a max, considering her injury history, we're gonna bring Chelsea back. Huh?
Oh, yeah, I agree.
We're gonna bring Chelsea back at a salary that's affordable for us and that's decent enough for her to re-sign to, because again, I don't think nobody's gonna offer her a max. And then we're gonna get another young point guard who's decent enough to facilitate the offense for us, who can share responsibilities with Chelsea. That way Chelsea doesn't have to put all those miles on her legs. She can be ready to go in vital times when we need her, and also mentor our new young point guard to take over for her full time whenever she decides to retire.
KG, that was rooted in optimism, because in professional sports, somebody's going to offer one or two of the four players that you mentioned a max contract, and they're going to take the deal. They're going to take the deal.
There's too many other players.
You're hoping that they won't, but that's not realistic.
I don't think, based off what I know about sports and how people look at injuries, I can look at the way Chelsea moves up the court and tell you exactly. So if I'm a GM, I'm not offering her max when I have other premier talent coming into the league. Y'all just talked about these draft classes being generational. Why would I offer her a max when I know some young rookie or some other people I can get from overseas are coming in and are just as capable now with the talent that they're bringing in, and I'm gonna offer her that, and she out there basically on one leg, if that.
That I'm gonna shift right quick. We're gonna go on TikTok, so we're gonna go on Jordan. So let me just close this out on YouTube.
Oh, you're still on YouTube?
Yeah, we are. Everybody on YouTube, we appreciate y'all. Y'all want to hear the conversation?
Brayden and Jabari think that Chelsea will go elsewhere and they offer her a max.
Let me just mute them. Everybody on TikTok, on YouTube, I appreciate y'all. We're going to shift to TikTok. Y'all can catch us all on there. Braden, KG, KD, King, Nick, Tyrese, we all live. They speaking right now. For Jordan, y'all got any closing thoughts? Fire away.
I don't think Minnesota can. Man, I don't know if they can come back from that loss, man. That was a backbreaker. That was like a backbreaker, like how the Liberty had that game 1 backbreaker. I think it's gonna. I mean, I can't see the Liberty losing this series anymore, but I think it ends in 4, man.
Yeah, I do.
What do you think? Yeah,
I think Breanna Stewart's getting ready to walk in and start having the greatest all-time argument.
I know.
She's gonna have the argument made for her. And
she has. Yeah, dude. Four champs, 3 gold medals. About to have 3 finals.
She's easily the greatest winner of all time in WNBA history. And
absolutely.
Hey, that's it. Stewie's the GOAT. Episode 38.
She is, dude. Take care. All right.